Welcome to my channel. Today we discuss about Ukraine effect on US economy. Have you ever wondered how a war thousands of miles away can impact your wallet? Let's delve into the Ukraine war's impact on the US economy. As the conflict in Ukraine flared, its ripple effects were felt far and wide, reaching the shores of the United States. One of the most immediate impacts was on energy prices. With Ukraine being a crucial transit point for Russian gas exports to Europe, the war led to a surge in global energy prices. This in turn drove up the cost of gasoline and heating oil in the US, putting pressure on household budgets and contributing to inflationary trends. Simultaneously, the war sparked disruptions in global supply chains. As the battle lines hardened, the flow of goods and materials across borders became more difficult and expensive, impacting a wide range of industries, from manufacturing to retail, in the US. In response to the conflict, the US imposed sanctions on Russian elites, including reputed close associates of President Putin. These measures aimed to hold the Kremlin and its enablers accountable for their actions, but they also added to the economic uncertainty. So, as we can see, the war's effects were felt in the US right from the beginning, particularly in our energy sector and global supply chains. As the conflict escalated, so did its repercussions on the US economy. Let's explore this further. The war's relentless progress led to a surge in energy prices. Oil and gas, essential commodities that fuel our daily lives and our industries, saw a considerable price hike. This not only pinched the average American's wallet at the gas station, but it also fed into the overall inflation. The result? A steeper cost of living and a higher operational cost for businesses, both big and small. Meanwhile, the war's impact was not limited to the energy sector. The ripples of the conflict reached far and wide, disrupting global supply chains. This meant that businesses found it increasingly difficult and expensive to source the goods and materials they needed to keep their operations running. From manufacturing to retail, no sector was spared the brunt of these disruptions. But the economic implications of the war were not just confined to price hikes and supply chain disruptions. As the conflict in Ukraine raged on, the US, along with its allies, imposed additional sanctions on Russia to press for peace. These sanctions targeted Russian elites, major corporations and sectors, aiming to cripple Russia's economy as a means to curtail the war efforts. While these sanctions were necessary and strategic from a geopolitical standpoint, they also had implications for the US economy. The restrictions on trade and transactions with Russian entities had a domino effect, impacting various industries in the US. On one hand, they added to the already strained supply chains, and on the other, they closed off certain markets for American businesses. However, it wasn't all negative. The sanctions also presented some opportunities. With Russian entities sidelined, American businesses had the chance to fill the void in certain global markets, potentially offering a silver lining in these challenging times. Thus, as the conflict intensified, its effects on our economy became more pronounced, with inflation and supply chain disruptions hitting us hard. And while sanctions have their own set of challenges, they also opened up new avenues for American businesses to explore and thrive. Now let's bring it to the present. How is the ongoing conflict in Ukraine impacting the US economy today? As the war continues to rage on, we're seeing its effects ripple through our everyday lives here in the United States. Consumer confidence, a key driver of our economy, is taking a significant hit. When uncertainty rears its head, as it so often does in times of international conflict, consumers tend to hold onto their wallets a little tighter. They become less likely to make big purchases, less likely to take risks, and more likely to save rather than spend. This shift in behavior can lead to a slowdown in economic growth, as businesses see less demand for their products and services. And this isn't just speculation, we're seeing it play out in real time. Retail sales are slowing, and consumer sentiment indices are showing a marked decline. The war in Ukraine, though thousands of miles away, is making its presence felt in the shopping malls and online marketplaces of America. But it's not only consumer confidence that's being affected. The war has also led to increased energy prices, further exacerbating the inflation that's been squeezing households and businesses alike. The cost of oil and gas has shot up, impacting everything from the cost of filling up your car to the price of heating your home. Moreover, the conflict has disrupted global supply chains, making it more difficult and costly for American businesses to secure the goods and materials they need. This is affecting a broad range of industries, from manufacturing to retail, and could lead to further price increases for consumers. The full extent of these impacts is still unfolding. The longer the conflict continues, the more severe these effects could become. It's a stark reminder of just how interconnected our world is today. What happens in one part of the globe can have far-reaching consequences, even in places that seem a world away. In essence, although the war is far from our borders, its impact resonates within our economy, affecting everything from the price of gas to our confidence in the future. Please subscribe for more to increase my subscriber as USA economy increases.